later, make herself a plate, go in a room and eat, and she'd be in the room all night. I would be in the living room until about 10, 11:30 at night when I got up off the couch, went to bed. She was already in the bedroom watching TV. I lay down, went to sleep, went to work. No communication. There was no communication, no talking, nothing there. And I think that's where our problem was. And, hey, I'm not the people that know me know I'm far from perfect. Far, far, far in a galaxy far away from perfect. But I try. I may be saying this now and all this stuff, but I guarantee if this phone rang right now for her on it, I'd stop the show to talk to her. Because she is my wife still, and I care about her very much. But, hey, things don't work out, things don't work out. What are you going to do? Just got to keep moving on. Let me read some of these comments here. Ken says, yeah, need to talk. That's the key. I 100% agree with you. Alicia says, communication is used every day. Restaurants, gas stations. Right. It's communication with anybody. If it's your loved one, your friends, your family, whatever it may be, it's almost as you use that more, almost like gas. I mean, not gas, I'm sorry, because I read the gas here. Is almost like math, I should say. Use math all the time. What time am I getting up? How long does it take me to get to work? How much gallons of gas in my car? How far is it going to get me? What's the cost of the coffee? What's the cost of lunch? Use math all the time. You have to use communication. Okay, Ken. Now let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Hey, sex is a very important part of the relationship. I get it. Hey, especially, I married a woman that's 10 years younger than me. So her peak was already through the roof and mine was already on the downside. But, hey. But you can't be with someone. I mean, what sex is like, the greatest thing on earth probably. Next to yoga pants and chocolate and peanut butter. But you can't have a healthy relationship if you only have sex. Think about it. If you guys don't communicate or you don't have, and I'll talk about something else in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I always do that. My mind works so fast sometimes that I can't get things processed in order. I kind of spew off. You can't have I don't believe, this is my opinion, I don't think you can have a healthy relationship if you're just having sex. The sex may be the best you ever had. It could be like the Bret Hart of wrestling, the best there ever was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. But what else do you got? And I don't believe in having things in common are a key. I don't believe in that so much. I think you need to have a few things in common. Like my wife and I, we love to go to casinos. We love to go to movies. We love to sit down and just lay in bed and watch movies, do a Netflix night. Yeah, we like those. We like to go out and eat at restaurants. That was our thing. But having everything in common, think about it, can get boring, right? It can just become the same mundane, blah, blah, blah thing. If you have different things that you like and she likes, or he likes and he likes and she likes and she likes, a very diverse society we live in. If your partner, let's use that word, if you have everything in common as your partner, it's going to get boring because you guys are going to do the same things all the time. Think about it. Oh, we like this, we like this, we like this. Everything's the same, right? But if you have different things in common, you can explore. You could, like, I've never been to an opera, maybe for school, maybe a little field trip in the 4th grade, maybe. I never was into, what else did she got me into? Those plays, or Circus Soleil's in Vegas. I just went to Vegas to gamble, get drunk, and have a good time. But she got me into those things. Oh, sushi, that's another one. I was never a sushi eater. Here I am from the hood. I didn't want to eat no goddamn freaking sushi. Go get me a sandwich from Roxy's here in the city. That's what I want. But she opened my eyes because she brought something different to the table. She's not a sports person. I took her to baseball games, football games, and all this stuff. brought her into this whole different world. She took me to the first time. I've never seen the Nutcracker. The only time I see the Nutcracker was on the screen. Never saw, the live ballet. Being with her, saw it 3-4 times. 3 or 4 different ones. I saw the Russian ballet. I saw one in Reno. I saw one in Vegas. So this concept of gotta have everything in common. I say you gotta have some things in common. I'm surprised no one's asked me what's in the cup. Can't always ask me what's in the cup. I never tell them. So that's just my take on relationships. I mean, talking, communication is key. Compromising. And let me just say this. You just can't talk. You got to listen. Not just listen, but you got to hear what they're saying. Because that was I had that issue. I had that. I still have that issue. People will talk to me, but I'd be listening, but I'm not really hearing what they're saying. I'm not hearing everything that is being said to me. And I have to rethink it. Like, then maybe later I'll be like, oh, that's what they were saying. I get it now. So, I love my Star Wars. That's the Millennium Falcon right there. I like this side better. Let me put this side. So, relationships are tough. Got to work at them. And, let me, I don't like this happy wife, happy life thing. No, why is it only one way? I don't think it should be one way. I think it should be happy spouse, happy house. Not happy wife, happy life. What about the love for the husband? What about the respect for the husband? No, happy spouse, happy house. But men, we should strive to make our wives extremely happy and all that stuff. So, let's transition over to, man, my transitions are working perfectly, man. They're just rolling off the tongue here, man. I'm having a good night. It's this thing that bothers me a lot. It doesn't bother me. I assume that it bothers women more than men. I'm just assuming here, making an ass out of you and me, is the double standards that are allowed. The double standards that are allowed in a society, in this world, that are absolutely, they're not fair. They're not fair. And as a man, I'm going to tell you, if a woman wants to have a one-night stand, she should not be called a whore. Because as a man, we have a one-night stand. It's okay. We get high fives. We get kudos from our friends. We get pat on the back. We're calling our boys the next day. Yeah, I hit. But why can't a woman do it? Oh, because a woman is a queen and she's like a delicate flower. Well, men, what are we? Cactuses and thorns? Well, what are we? Cactus and thorns? Women's are sugar and spice and everything nice. Well, what are men? Leftover coffee grounds on the floor and peanut butter? No. We're human. We're both the same, different sex, and it shouldn't be a double standard. It shouldn't be a double standard. It shouldn't be okay for one sex and not okay for another sex. In certain things in life, it shouldn't be okay. If society deems it not good to have multiple partners for a woman, but it's super fantastic and okay for the guy to have multiple partners, that's not okay with me. Society needs to work on stuff like that. How many men out there, let me ask you guys this. How many men out there were dating a girl and then found out how many partners they had? Or maybe they found out they were in an orgy. Or maybe they found out they were in a threesome with 2 guys. That changed the whole relationship. Didn't want to talk. Why? Why would, that was prior to them. They're not doing it with you unless that's what you're into. If you're into that stuff, that's fine. But the double standards are an issue that I see in this life. even for when it comes to race. It's okay for a black person to say racist things like, "Oh, that's a white person thing," but it's not okay for. Imagine if a white person says that's a black person thing. So this double standard that happens in society is something I just can't agree with. Is something I cannot wrap my head around. My lips are getting dry. So double standards need to be reevaluated. Double standards to me are judgmental almost. Are judgmental. You're judging someone because of something they did. And I'm not a believer. I'm 100% not a believer in once a cheater, always a cheater. Once a criminal, always a criminal. No, I believe in people can change or get their lives together or do better in the next relationship. I 100% believe that. I'm not a person that condemns someone for their past. Because if that was the case, nobody would like me. If you would have known me 15 years ago, or maybe even 20 years ago, I was a real fucking dick. I was a dick. I mean, I'm a respectable person. I respect people. I wasn't like a total jerk, but I was 100% different now that, like, I don't know, courtesy. I have a lot more courtesy than I did back then. I am like all over the place, spewing in different directions. I'm just looking at my little notes here of what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, so this double standard thing, man, you know, hey, if a man can do it, a woman can do it. If a woman can do it, a man can do it. A woman shouldn't be judged because she had a one-night stand or multiple partners and so many partners in such a time frame. No, it shouldn't matter. If a woman wants to wake up one day, a single woman, not hurting anybody, just wakes up one day and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have some sex. Go for it. Go for it. Why should she be considered a hoe or a slut or easy? Go and do it. Who liked me? Why is it sad that someone likes me, Cam? I don't get it. How come my comments never pop up on my big screen here? It's crazy how that never happens. Let me type something real fast here. I'm going to type... Oop, not hello. That's from my boy Alex. Hold on. Let me type. Oh, look at that. I typed something in and all the comments come up. Maybe that's what I need to do. Women do it better, huh? So, yeah, I just think double standards are you know, they're not fair. They're not fair. You know what really bugs me? You know what really grinds my gear? You ever watch the Family Guy? Or was it The Simpsons? Grinds my gear. I think it was Family Guy. One thing that that I really do not like these I don't even know if I'm saying it right, conservatives or they're liberals or whatever they may be. These people that, like, if they don't like something, it's almost like religion. They force it on you. Like these people that, not all religious people, I should say. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying, these people that if they don't like something. Do you remember back in the 90s, a very popular TV show, which I still watched, Married with Children was on? And they had this huge protest over it. People were protesting the show. People were protesting at the studio. Protesting all that. Why? If you don't like a show, just don't watch it.